Teamwork in Power and Water is a big role. You've got a lot of trust in the co-workers to be able to save your life if something does go wrong. But not only that, I believe the social side of things in Power and Water is great. The way that the Territory seems to be going is it's leaps and bounds in technology, but also with joining with the AER, the rules and regulations to basically step up with the Australian standards.
I moved to Alice Springs 7 years ago to work for Power and Water. I moved from Melbourne, from the big smoke, and I found some really interesting projects that I get to work on, and I get to see some really interesting parts of the Northern Territory. I'm really pleased with the work that Power and Water does in the community and the opportunity that I get to make a difference in people's lives. I'm not just telling people to turn your tap off or report that leak. I'm working with them, I'm asking them what they're trying to achieve, and I think by doing that, by helping them with what I know and partnering with them on that, we're enriching the future for them.
This is a microwave repeater station which enables high-speed communications from Darwin down to Katherine and all our sites in between. Our protection systems operate within, in the order of tens of milliseconds.
We get all the data from all of our stations to a centralized point where our operators can sit in front of the computers and look at the system and make sure everything is operating well.
So we're the eyes and ears for Power and Water for both the water and electrical systems. So the control room can see what's happening in some cases before our customers even know about it.
I think everything we do in here is about enriching the future. The system is changing. Now we're having, renewable energies like solar, wind, etc., and combination of new battery systems, new technologies coming into the system. So what we do is we are preparing the system to be able to accept these new technologies, this new generation, this new expansion.
Enriching the future for what I do or for what we do out here in System Control is probably about finding a way to improve our processes, to do things efficiently, to do it the best that we can, to not compromise on the quality or the safety of the people that are involved.
I schedule up to 2,000 plus hours a month for our resources here in Southern Region. So the work that we do is obviously imperative to ensure that we have reliability within our system and that people have their power and they can turn their lights on every day. So it's not an easy task and it takes a lot of people to be involved in that to make sure that happens, and a lot of teamwork. I always feel pretty proud wearing the Power and Water logo. I think we have a good reputation in town and in the Northern Territory.
To enrich a future, I think for both Power and Water and for the Territory, we want to see economic development. It's good for everybody if the Territory is growing. Gas is going to be a critical part of that. Gas is required to keep the generation going. We don't have any other sources of energy apart from renewables, being mainly solar. And then separately with the additional gas that we've got available to us, we want to use that to help get industries here, get more jobs, get projects going, which is going to help the economy.
This is Binjari. It's a small community, about 10 k's west of Katherine. It has power coming from Katherine, but what we do is we look after the water and the sewage. The most important thing that we do is ensure that we've got good quality drinking water, because it has to meet the drinking water guidelines, and it's all about community health.
The satisfaction I get from dealing with a customer who's had a complaint or a query and just completing it, I think that's one of the best parts of my job. It's just the accomplishment and feeling that you get from helping a customer and making their day.
Throughout Darwin we treat around 32 million litres of effluent, and on this plant alone we treat 15 to 16 million litres of effluent every day. The greatest way we have of enriching the future for the Territory is to make sure that what we put to the environment is safe, is the best product that we can put to the environment, and that starts with people at home correcting down the toilet, as in the 3 Ps.
Our IT service desk is the first point of contact for all IT requirements for all our staff. So when something goes down, we're usually the first people to find out, and then that's where we engage in incident management. It's a bit of pride knowing that what we do helps our business help the Territory enrich its future.
The way I got into Power and Water is I studied under the Indigenous Employment Program. You do 2 weeks on for work experience and 2 weeks on for studying a Cert 2 in business. and that goes up to 6 months, and then after the 6 months you get a contract with Power and Water. It was a big step because I was looking for work and I tried this out and I got into government, and I'm very lucky to have that opportunity.
What I've seen over the past few years is a real move to looking after each other and looking after the whole person, and also, you know, what sort of things do we put in place for that?
I love when I go home knowing that all my communities that we look after up here in the Darwin region have power, have water, and our customers are always happy.
When we're informed what communities are going to be affected by the cyclones, we then get together in our groups. We'll have a mechanic will know what the power station needs. We'll have a line person that will know what type of line equipment they need out there, what type of insulators, what type of fuses. So we have to make sure we take enough spare parts to site to be able to get those communities up and running again as quick as possible. We are customer based, so if we don't have customers, we don't have power and water. I see us as a team. We're a team of 1,000 people.